Hello everyone, I will be sharing with you how I made my Elsa costume. I made this costume for an event which was so much fun. I hope you enjoy my video. Let's get right into it. As for materials, I used 5 meters of organic cotton, chiffon, pearls, sequins, Hot Wix crystals, and some gems. I started by draping the bodice out of muslin. I'm using a basic shape of a bodice that I know fits me already. Marking the darts and cutting off the excess fabric. And this is what the bodice looks like after finished. I usually make at least 2 prototypes to test the garment. From the second prototype, I took in from the sides of the front and back. Next, I made pattern out of the prototype, which was then cut out of the fabric. The back piece was cut out of 2 separate pieces so I could create a seam. Here you can see what the back piece looks like. And here are the front pieces. I am laying the front piece on top of the back piece and pinning them together. Here are the pieces sewn together, but I am still leaving the back piece seam open. Pinning the sleeve side seams together, I made the sleeves with French seam. Lower part of the jacket is made out of a half circle. Here I am sketching Elsa's cape, which will be inserted into the back seam that I left open. Cutting the cape, and this is where I will be inserting the cape. Chiffon can be a bit tricky to work with, so be careful. Be sure to iron after every step and cut out excess fabric in order to make the folding less bulky. Here I am close to finishing the edges of the cape and is soon ready to be sewn in. Next, I am inserting the cape between the seams and pinning it on. Here you can see the cape sandwiched between the seams. And this is what it looks like after sewn on. I'm also pinning together the lower and upper part together. This is what the jacket looks like so far. Next step is to insert the sleeve into the bodice and pinning the sleeves on. Next step is to insert the lining. I'm also pinning the lining together with the bodice. Sewing the lining on with basting stitches. Folding over the lower part of the lining on top of the seam. I made a lot of bias tape, which was then used on the edge of the jacket and also the sleeves. It was finally time to start adding the crystals, which was the most satisfying part of the costume. There's actually many different techniques for how to add the crystals, but I just used the most fastest one since I had so many to add. Hot Wix crystals are special crystals which have glue on the other side, and when you warm it up, it sticks to the fabric. The end result definitely takes a lot of time, but it looks really beautiful and I think it suits Elsa perfectly. Now the jacket is done and I'm moving to the other parts of the costume. I am cutting the belt out of dense fabric. Using something thick like felt is perfect for the belt. I am sewing to the other side some satin, which serves as a lining. Next, I am adding the blue cotton fabric to the belt, pinning the pieces together, folding the edge over, and pinning that down. I'm sewing the lining to the cotton with 10 stitches. Here the embroidery is done and I have added the closure. As for the shoes, I had very limited time to finish. I found 4-euro shoes from a thrift shop. I traced a pattern on top of the shoes, removed it, cleaning the edges, pattern cut into pieces, and cut it out of fabric, which was then sewn on top of the shoes. Not the prettiest, but works if you have limited time. And here is the finished costume. I won't be going into detail about the pants as I am really horrible at making pants, but I really hope you got some useful ideas from the video. I will be making more videos and improve as I proceed to do so. I made this video quite fast paced, but I will be making more detailed ones in the future if you so desire. I will be filming my sewing room next week. If you're interested to see that, stick around and I will see you next week.